While he's doing that, I'd like to be able to make a presentation. It was late coming. We happen to have one of our big raffle winners who has been able to join us. Was on vacation.
Perfect.
So I want to take this over to Jackie.
Push it this way
and
just a tad.
give her raffle winning 64 gig thumb drive there.
Yay, Jackie.
And speaking of that, Davey Roush, you want to say a word about raffle right now?
Oh, excellent, excellent. We have a raffle coming up in September. We will have that Nook Galaxy, Samsung Galaxy / Nook tablet, 7-inch, a 1 terabyte. Yep, still 1 terabyte. External hard drive and a 64 gig thumb drive dual connector.
So we have 1 terabyte there, but you know, forget about it.
They will.
Hey, he won the one last time.
Yeah, tickets are sale at each meeting at most SIG help desks that one of the two of us is at that can get to the raffle. So people do win. People do win.
Oh man, it's hard doing it, I'll tell you.
It's hard doing it. Yeah, I keep telling
That's
people,
the best part.
don't buy.
John doesn't want you to
Yeah,
buy
don't buy.
any
It
more
gives me a
tickets.
better chance of winning. There was something else I was going to do. Oh yeah, because Jackie's here, let you know in advance so you can plan this. Because I told Mary Frances she had to. She had to do it right now because there was no excuse. I'm giving her many months' notice. The December 5th Friday comes during the holiday week, and so we have decided to kind of flip-flop. And at the December meeting, Jackie Morgan is going to return and continue on her photo stuff where we're going to head into editing photos. We talked all about storing and transferring last time, and a lot of people talked to me and said, can she come back and we can do what she said she wanted to do but couldn't do because we ran out of time. So we don't have it knocked down exactly what it's going to say on the screen when you go to it to see what we're doing, but in general it's going to be on photo editing and some software. So that will be on December 15th at 1 o'clock. So plan your holiday activities. It won't interfere with any holiday parties and stuff because it's Friday afternoon. So look for that. It's on the website. The September one is going to be, yes, Mary Sue.
And how much does that cost our members, John?
Nothing, because as part of your membership, it will not be open to non-members unless they join that day, because I feel that there should be some benefits to your membership. And so the 5th Friday is a special one. September 5th Friday will be Windows 10, the Creators Update, which was the one from spring. And we still have people that do not have it yet. Laura just called me and did it work?
Yeah, finally.
Okay.
All this time.
Yeah, she called me and said, I got the secret thing that pops up. And so I said, okay, here's your final steps. And did it take a couple of hours?
Not really, maybe an hour and a half.
Okay. Because a lot of it does in the background. If you have someone who has not got the Creators Update on their Windows 10 yet, and they're going to think about coming to the September 5th Friday to see those changes, we need to get with them to see if we can't help their computer along. Because the crazy thing is, starting in September and October, the fall update comes out for everybody. And it'll be, take a number of months to get through the sequence. We think that the way it goes through, it goes to the people who are on the Insider program first. Then it goes to the people who bought legitimate Windows 10 computers. Once they have their updates, then it goes to those who were Windows 8 and upgraded to 10. And then it goes to Windows 7 people and upgrades to 10. Reason for doing that is that the older the computer, because that would be Windows 7, the more issues that will probably pop up. We already have people who cannot update to the Creators Update. We have people who, when they do that, their network goes out completely, and so they can't get on the internet anymore. And that's because it's running older computers, and Microsoft is saying we can't maintain old hardware devices. So, and we have some other people who have some printer problems, and not everybody's going to find a happy upgrade. But anyway, can you butt in? They can't hear you, Bob, but I'll let you talk to me for a second, then I'm going to turn your mic off. Just yeah. Oh, okay. Bob G, who is, are you in Arizona now? New Mexico. Couldn't remember which of those southwest. So Bob's in New Mexico, and he's joined us today by Zoom. He said that he had the same problem, but what his solution was, he had to do a clean install. That means wipe the computer and reinstall 10 fresh. And then it went out, was able to somehow find new drivers and stuff. Now, the problem for some people is if you don't have good backups of your data, you're going to lose everything. And any programs that you've installed that didn't come with Windows 10, you would lose. So it's kind of like a last resort, but if you've got the backup and you've got the software to add, there is one other solution for that. Thanks, Bob. Nice to know other people having problems too. Ira?
Yeah, didn't you say one time?
I don't know.
Well, I believe you did.
Okay.
That we was going to have another one coming up in October?
September is the next one, the Creators Fall Update. Fancy name.
How can it come this fast when we're just now getting, and so many...
It's not fast for Microsoft. Their other one came back out in March. You know?
Yeah, but that's
6
a lot of
months
people
ago.
are just now getting it.
Well, they won't get the next one for months down the road too.
Okay.
It's a shame to have to wait that long. But, so at the September 5th Friday, we'll be going over all of the changes, what has been added, what has been removed, what has changed, and maybe talk about what is coming in the next Windows Creator Fall Update. And then 7-8 months down the road, the talk is about every 9 months they're talking about doing. I don't know that we'll keep that kind of thing up because Windows 10, as Microsoft has said, is always evolving. You know, Windows as a service means that they change little things all the time, big things at big times. So, you know, we can turn around every other month or so and have to have a meeting to talk about, you know, changes. So we'll do this one again in September because it's been a biggie. And even more than I thought. Because when I started to work on this, I'm going, oh, this is going to be easy. We can do it on a Sunday afternoon. And then I started going through it and going, nope, it's going to take more than the Sunday afternoon. So that's 5th Friday. Mary Frances?
I want to ask one of those questions that some people call dumb.
Yeah, ask it.
John, if I have a desktop with 10 on it and a laptop with 10 on it, do I get my update notices at the same time?
Was both laptops bought at the same time with Windows 10?
No.
So maybe no. Were they upgraded ones? Did one upgrade from 7 and one upgrade to 8?
Oh.
Yeah. So we tried to figure that out, why it was taking so long, and then we kind of found out and read and checked, and their method was that Windows 10 computers built that way should have the updates with no problems. Windows 8 computers, they're a few years older and they're close to Windows 10 because Windows 10 is what Windows 8 should have been. And then the Windows 7 are a little bit farther behind And that's why they won't even let you upgrade a Vista, even though it's too late now, but because it's just old technology and stuff. Unfortunately, too, you'll find that in some of the updates, older devices will no longer be supported. And they'll encourage you to go out and buy new. So, that's the world of Windows. All right. So today, we're going to take a follow-up from our other Fifth Friday, where we spent time looking at all of the Google web apps that are available for people who want to use web apps. And these are apps that are not on the computer, and they're up there in the cloud. The advantage to them is that you can access them from anywhere in the world. And Google, as we saw that month, has a big, huge, I call it a mall. It's like going down to the mall and you have a whole bunch of stores, and you have one account that gets you in one door, but then you can go into the middle and go to any of the other things that Google has in that whole list. Microsoft followed that example because everybody was jumping on the Google wagon. And so Microsoft has a lot of programs on the web that are available. If you go to the MSN page, you will cross the top that there are some icons for some activities. We have somebody else. Just give me a second. Let's see, who else? Oh, Bill Anderson is there. And, oh, okay. All right. You will see Outlook, the store, Skype, Rewards, Office, eBay. Notice, though, that eBay is a sponsored tool. OneDrive, Maps, Facebook, but that's sponsored. Microsoft doesn't own that yet. OneNote, and a link to Twitter. So what Microsoft is doing on their MSN page is going to link you to lots of these web applications, because that's what all of those are. That's the water running. Now, the one thing, though, is if I go and I click on, I'll go to Office, and when I click on Office, there's nothing there but a sign in, either at the top right-hand corner or right here. If I go to Outlook.com, all that's there is a sign in or create. If I go to OneDrive,
You got something in there?
now you can go to Maps, and you don't have to sign in. Maps is free or accessible to everybody. We will talk about some new features of Maps in September. But Maps is the one where you can, go in there and locate something. I can do this, 123, and not yet. Third, and then if I find it, and it will zero in on our location and even give our picture. And if you go to the picture, I'm not quite sure who all's there, but I can tell that it's a few years old. Yeah, I thought that was Irish, might have been an Irish truck. Because when we go down here, and we go down the street a little bit, and then we go down the alley, go down here, Fleet. Ira, is that yours?
Oh, yes.
That- Okay.
That's my truck.
And then down at the corner, I can see my old car, but I know this is old because my son's had that car for 2.5 years and I haven't driven it. So, you've got the regular stuff on here. You can also get directions. You can also have print out directions. So if you want to have a handheld piece of paper that tells you how to get to where you're going to go, you can do that on that. Notice that the Maps is a part of Bing. Bing is Microsoft's search engine program. And so if you go to Maps, you go to Bing. But turn that light down. Jim, see if that helps make us to be able to see things easier. Thanks. There.
Oh, my God.
Oh, right. Now I can see. You can also share this with somebody. You can send things to them. But there's a lot that you can do with the maps besides just find where an address is. You can, there's the directions. You can find out the traffic. You can print it out. So that's a part of...
Look at the traffic and see if the construction's there.
Yep, there's the detours. But as we know, it's going to get better. Next Wednesday, the courthouse square all opens up. On the 30th, we can start going under Mount Vernon Road. And November 1st, we can make the first drive across Mount Vernon Road. Anybody here ever been on that bridge when it was a two-way?
Which bridge?
Mount Vernon Road Bridge over 16.
Well, it's always been.
Well,
Not two-way.
Well,
Probably, you don't remember.
Yeah, I don't know if any, in all the time I lived here,
Yeah.
which has been a good while.
Always been one line.
Yeah, but we're going to be able to have 2 lanes. But yeah, so this lets us know that we can go on that, and so there are the green roads. Means the highway's good. So you've got that. We could print it out. But that's part of Maps, which isn't a login required. If you go to Facebook, that just takes you to Facebook. You got to have an account to do that. If you go to your Twitter, you've got to have an account for that. If you go to OneNote, you got to have a sign up for that. Now, OneDrive is your storage cloud in the sky that comes with your account, just like Google Drive comes with that. Office, if we click on Office, we have to sign in. So I might as well, since it's, we're at a dead end here, I'm going to go ahead and sign in because we have an account.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
It just occurred to me, it's not for them to hear, that there are a few faces here that look really strange, and he said, let's just go to the MSN page.
Huh?
They don't seem to know why you went there,
Because this is Microsoft's page.
but you might want to tell them.
Oh, okay. We went to MSN because that's their launching spot. If you want to launch from Google, you just go to google.com and then there's a button that shows you all their stuff. But they had their turn last time. Let's go. And I'm not going to keep signed in. Do you want it? No. All right, so when we go to the office, these are the programs that are web-based programs that are provided by Microsoft for people who have a Microsoft account. As you can see going through it, it includes Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. They have their OneNote program, the newest program called Sway. Mail People is their contacts address book, calendar, OneDrive. Docs.com is an old thing that people use, but they're dumping it. So if you have any kind of an account with Microsoft and files at docs.com, get them moved. Because if you go there, they'll tell you, we're shutting it down. Yes?
Okay, John, are you saying that Word and Excel and PowerPoint, these products that are normally fee-based, are they free here?
They are free here.
Okay?
However, it's not the full version. If you would want the full version, you would have to pay $70 a year if an individual, or it's $100 or more for your 5 computers at home. But this is free, and I will tell you that it's probably all that you really need. Now, we saw last time at the Fifth Friday that Google has their own docs, slides, and they have one that's I have to think of it a second. That's the spreadsheet one. Sheets. Thank you. We both came at the right time. And those are all free for those who have Google accounts, but it would not be all the features, because nobody really needs all the features of Microsoft's Office suite. If you wanted to have something online, come next month, when for Software Freedom Day, our main focus is going to be on LibreOffice and some other free programs that are programs that get installed in computers. These are not. But we're going to go look at these so you can see. But anyway, if anybody, I didn't know for sure about the docs.com, but I went to it to see what the heck it was, and it's a big thing. We're shutting this down, and if you don't move your files, you're going to lose them. So if you know of anybody that's got anything up on docs.com, then you get that. All right, so let's go take a look at what you get with your subscription, free subscription to your Microsoft. And all you need is a Microsoft account. That means either your email account, which is a Microsoft account, or go to any of these programs, create an account, and once you create an account, you get access to all of those. Same thing in Google. I've been on that for a long time, and I signed up for Gmail, and my Gmail gets me into everything else. There are people who went straight to Google, and they have a Google login that gets them to everything. So it's just whichever door you're coming in. All right, so if we go into Word, you'll see that there's not going to be much in the files because this is an account that doesn't have a lot in it yet. But you start out with your templates that says here, we'll give you some help that you can just pull up something and copy paste, change things around, and get what you want. As an example, I haven't talked about MLAs in a long time. But if you were writing a paper, that's the one of the systems that either schools or colleges use, and brings it up, and you can then use this to type your paper and know that you're doing it the right way with how it's supposed to start and titles and subtitles. And so you get it. Now, when you look at the tools, you'll see that that is pretty much what is the standard ribbon for Microsoft products. I am not a Microsoft Office expert. I don't want to be. So I'm not. I'm guessing that there is nothing missing from here that I would need in my activities. I am not a all-day, 5 days a week, office person. So what is offered here probably meets all of my needs. And if it doesn't have what I need for some reason, then I pay the $70 a year, and you get then the full Microsoft included that you can use. So one thing that's different, that's hard to get used to here is, let me go back, and I'm going to start with just a blank one. and I'm going to do my fancy type. Those of you who've used word processor stuff for a long time, you're going to be kind of shocked because when I go over here to File, who can tell me what's missing?
Save.
Save. And that's because this is cloud-based. Everything's done up there, and so it's automatically saved. But it's saved up there. Now, you can save it down here if need be, but the whole purpose of this is to keep everything, up in the clouds. So you can still print, send it down to your printer and stuff like that. But you've got the tools up there, so we can do it, and you can see that you've got all the different tools up here for your fancy fonts and stuff, and your left, center, right justification, your line spacing, your font sizes, your font colors. You would have to really dig deep and think of something, and we can find out whether it's there or not, but my guess is just about everything is there, and if you pick something that's not there, it's not something that everybody normally would need. You've got the whole set of insert things. You can insert pictures. So this is going to give you just about everything, but not the cream of the crop, because Microsoft wants money for that. This is free on that. Yes, Mary Frances.
Another one of those dumb questions. If you don't have save, but you do have save as, where does it put your save as stuff?
Well, let's go right there and do that. So if we go back to File, and I go to Save As, put a copy in the OneDrive.
Then I get to be boss.
Now, wait a second. No. Did you see that? Save a copy.
Oh.
It's already been saved. So if I hit Save As, I'm going to save a second one. I can rename it. I can download it to my computer. I can download it as a PDF, or this is the newest thing. Microsoft will also convert it to an ODT. And you'll hear all about that next month at next month at our meeting, because that's the open document text format that Microsoft used to not admit existed. See right there, where's the save button? There's no save button because it's automatically saved in the cloud.
Yeah, the ODT format is used by, I think, LibreOffice and...
Yeah.
LibreOffice, OpenOffice, and a number of other worldwide programs that use a common, usable thing.
John,
Yo,
how many gig of storage will they give you?
I believe it's like 16.
So how do you locate it when you want to use it again?
Oh, well, we just went to msn.com and hit that, because right now what I'll do is I'll get over to it. I got to do this. So there's that gobbledygook, and notice it's saved as a document 1, okay, and it's been saved to my OneDrive, because everything gets saved to OneDrive. So if we click and we switch over to OneDrive, there it is.
Well, let me know.
And there's a folder, and there's my one, and then there's the one that Mary Frances said to hit the Save As, and save it as .1. Oh, no, first one, there's the one that was a template.
Right.
And so I can say, I don't want that one anymore there. So there, and if I open it up, there's the file. So it's kind of nice. It's got, I've always been using it in my LibreOffice and OpenOffice, automatic save, and this one has it too. So it's up there. And see, when I click the little checkerboard, or tic-tac-toe board, in any of these programs, I get that, so I can jump to any other of those programs that belong there. So we're done. So that took it there, and so now I'm back to the OneDrive.
Question.
Yeah,
I saw another factor missing. How about clothes?
close.
You know, I saw You said about save, I mean, I didn't see the fact of close.
I just did it. Exit out. Let me go back. Yeah, there's a recent one. Let me get that one back up again.
I didn't see the word exit or I didn't see the word close.
Don't need that.
Yeah, I think the point here is maybe that since this is web-based, all you're doing is basically closing the web page.
Right, you were just closing the application. Let me go back and get files.
Hey, John, you said it's 15 gig, but that said you're using 400 or whatever, or 5 gig. Now, when I started with OneDrive, that's what you get is 5 gig. But you're saying through the online office, you get 15? So 16, which is better.
Yeah, I thought I saw the 16, and you can, if you get the Office 365 for the $70, they also threw in 100 extra gigs. So you have 116 gigs on that. Okay, so there it is. I go back to my file menu, and you are correct. There is no close because you're opening it in a program. I can sign out. If I'm back into here and I want a new one, we go to File, and I can say I want to do a new one. Another new, we'll do a fancy thing here.
Can you right click on that, John, and then delete it?
Not here.
Not
Now,
here.
see what I've done is, if you look up here, and this takes confusing, I've opened up another tab.
Mm-hmm.
So all you're doing is actually using your web browser to open up more incidences. So I can here's this calendar that we have. I'm done with it. So that's this one right here. So I can close that tab, and that closes that file, but I'm still in my other file. So it takes a little bit of practice to get used to doing things on web-based, but I'm here doing this. I can go home. Well, I can leave my computer here and go home, get on another computer, and log in and access it. So so let me close out that one too, and there. So that's your Word. Those people who do spreadsheets, just to look real quick, again, you start getting your templates for what you want to do. If I open up a blank one, if Lori Brown or Dave Reinhardt was here that do the real spreadsheet experts, they would probably be able to look at that and say, well, that's pretty much all of the spreadsheet tools that most people need to do. I haven't spent too much time in there, but you can see that most of that same tools that you'd have if you had the installed version of Excel, it's there. And if you would have Excel on your computer because you paid for it, you can edit that in Excel. It'll open up Excel with the file you're working on. So you would have it. 2 reasons. Why? Well, because some people are working on things away from home, and so they want to work on it wherever they are in the cloud. Then when they go home, they want to do it on the full Excel program that's installed on their computer. But I can see everything that we've talked about. There's the auto sum, and there's all the different percentages, wrapping, and then in inserting, there's all the graphs you can do. There's the data controls. Even a tell me what you want to do help. And again, if we go to File, there is no save because it automatically saved. And if I hit the Save As, I can make a copy. Not a copy. I can share. If I click Share, I can share with people because people are on the internet. So I can invite other people to connect to me and share that work. Let's go on to just a quick. So this time I went from this one, not from here. See, that's the main launching area. But I was in here. Yes. Oh, Jackie, I'm sorry, I wasn't looking at your way.
Yeah, I had a question. If you download to your computer and then you're working from the document on your computer because you don't have access, your Wi-Fi or anything, when you go back on Wi-Fi and click on OneCloud, will that automatically ask if you want to save it, or will it automatically save it to OneCloud?
If you have your cloud set to sync, there's a folder on your computer. You know, it's the same thing. We have a folder on our computer for Dropbox, and we have a folder for Google Drive. You have a folder for Drive. So if you put it in that folder, then it automatically will be up there.
Okay.
Now, one thing that I can't answer for sure, because I'm not an expert, don't want to be, is that if you do something with the fancy stuff that the paid Excel has, when it goes back up into the cloud and you've got the free version, some things might not be exactly the same. We would have to have somebody who's an expert come and tell us about that. All right, now if we jump to the last one of the three is PowerPoint. You'll see that if you've ever done a PowerPoint, it's got you the same things. You can start out with one of your theme designs, and once you pick it, then when you get here, you've got all of your tools, just like you've had. So there's all your drop-in screens, your designs, what you want to insert, the transitions from slide to slide. It has it all. But obviously there is something missing that I have to pay the $70 a year for. I haven't gone to find out because Free John doesn't care about that stuff.
Can I ask a question?
Absolutely.
Okay, they have PowerPoint. What if you provide Publisher?
Outdated. Publisher has been put out to pasture because the word processing can do the same stuff. So Microsoft says, that's out of here. I think it's because if anybody is doing any heavy duty, they're going to go with like Adobe and buy the Adobe publishing program rather than that one. So Microsoft says, not much interest. And of course, there's always an excellent free publishing program. If you ever want to talk about that, we can talk about that at a different time. But that's just what they've decided. It's just like how Microsoft has dropped part of Jackie's favorite software, the live programs. She loves the live photo program and stuff. But Microsoft has said, no, it's gone. It's still back there, but we're not worrying about it anymore because this is now. So Publisher, they've said, no, we're not going to worry about that. Don't do it anymore. All right, so no questions. So anything that gets saved, so now let's jump to OneDrive again. And you can see as we've been talking, every one of them. There's my presentation has been saved automatically. There's the spreadsheet has been saved. And there's the calendar doc. Now, Ira asked about getting rid of them. And here, when I'm in OneDrive, I can right-click and I can say delete.
Right, I can do that on mine. That's what I was wondering about.
Yeah, but you have to be in OneDrive. Back in the program, it didn't really give it, because if we go back to, here's the Excel. If I go to File, there's no delete. I can't delete it from here. All I can do is automatically save it. But if I go to here, I can't. You can also see that when we talk about the OneDrive, where it automatically gets saved, that you can download, you can rename the file, you can preview the file. If you have Word, I can open it in Word. If not, it would open in Word Online. But I also will tell you that, let me just see for fun, if I do... See, that automatically opens up Word Online. I did it the other day, and my computer, the default was for LibreOffice, and so it was going to open it up in LibreOffice.
Hey, John, show
Yeah.
them share, how you can send someone a link if you want them to view, and you can also prevent them from editing or put those kind of attributes on too. That's pretty handy.
Yeah. The sharing now, we don't want to learn more now. They always want you to go premium. And so you can, with this, and it's not just here, so I have to state that Google Drive does that, Dropbox does that. It's just a matter of I can send a link and let you connect just to that file. So if you wanted to approve it or whatever, blah, blah, you can do that. Notice that I can set it up that you can either just look at it or edit it, or I can set up that if you don't do it by a certain date, you can't get back in. Ken did that to me one time. He had a file in one of our storage that I was looking at, and I don't know how much longer later it was. I said, I want to go back and look at that again. Clicked on that link, and nope. It had a timer on it. But that's, that's in the sharing part, but that's just the nature of cloud storage. They want you to do that.
One other advantage of that, if you have a big file like 50 meg or 200 meg, you can't email something that big, but you can send a link and they can download it. So it's one way to share a big file.
Yeah, right now I'm starting with 5. It says I can get 100 gigabytes if I buy the new Office 2016. There may be other ways that you get, because my cloud has more than 5, and it might be if you connect with your phone and put the cloud on the phone, you get an extra 5 or so, and if you do that, but I know I've got some more on my actual one. This is just the club's one. I was also looking, so when I do a right click on the cloud, there you can see where I can create something new, or that's where I can upload something to the cloud. And I can upload either a file or a whole folder. And I just have to go in and select which one I want. I can also do the moving and copying it. I can create albums if I want to organize. And I have to point out that those who came to our Fifth Friday with Jackie, she taught people and showed them how to create folders that is just one name, but they can be albums of things. And so you do that same thing on here. So that's it. Now let's go jump to the contacts. They call it people. And this would be your in-cloud contacts. Because how many of us have had contacts on our computer in our mail program, but if you're not at home, you can't get those? Well, now if you do a cloud, and again, Google does it, so Microsoft does, I can put the contacts that I can get access to from anywhere, if I would need that. So, one other thing that is interesting that they integrated, it's kind of hard to see right up here with that little bubble for your talk. If I click that, that starts up Skype. And Microsoft owns Skype.
Yeah.
And so I can have all of my Skype contacts in my people. And so right from here, I don't have to go and open up Skype separately to use it like I do now. I can just come here and go to my contact list, find Ira, and I can call them. So Skype is a part of the cloud base for Microsoft. And to do that. So there's my contacts, there's my Skype contacts. I could even, if you wanted to, import my Roadrunner contacts, my Gmail contacts, my Windstream contacts, because they want to be your all and everything. So there comes your list of contacts, and it's all alphabetical and has a cute little square with your letters on that, and that's our own, so we can test for sound. If we go to the calendar is another portion that is all tied in together. Stay up to date with Instant Calendar. Got it? No, not right now. So you have a calendar that comes with your cloud, your whole cloud service. And it's not just a calendar like that. This is an event one. So that you can put in here. So let me just
How would
run.
I put Bob Vance's birthday in there?
I don't want to have to buy him a present. I'm going to go put September 29th.
Well, you want me to buy you a present?
New
Go ahead. It's Thursday.
event.
Yeah.
And this is going to be
What's this,
Fifth.
Bob?
5th Friday.
Oh, I thought it was your birthday.
Focus and Fun. It starts at 1 o'clock. And it goes till about 4 o'clock until we get tired. And there are other things that you can add to it. I can even add an email reminder. I can put some information that goes with that. This month we are talking. Now, if I make this calendar public, then you could come to this calendar and do like we do with the Gmail calendar that we have and see the event. And so I want to save that. And so now if I go back to my month view, you can see in the upcoming events, it shows it right there, and then there's whatever on that. This calendar will tie in with your email. Cortana, if you give it the ability, if Cortana sees a message that you get, an email that has what appears to be an appointment, it will add it to your calendar. And then, the reverse, Cortana will remind you ahead of time about your events that are coming up. We can add, different birthdays. Bob, are you on the big national birthday list?
I don't know. I guess she said it's my birthday, but I'm not sure about it.
I just read it on Facebook.
Okay, on Facebook it is.
Yeah. Because Facebook wants you, and you have to sign up. You got to give them your birthday.
That's
You have to
right.
give them birthday here. They think our birthday is July 1st, 1985.
Yeah.
Anybody know what 1985 was?
Start open windows. 95.
Close. Oh, shame on all of us.
Oh,
That's when this club was founded in 1985.
I wasn't here.
I didn't know what month, so I just put July 1st. So it thinks that our birthday, whatever, 85, that's how old we are. But that was when the club was open. All right, so there's a lot on here. Oh, I forgot to mention, I think that if we go to the, back to the contacts for the people, if on this one, let me see what it does. New contact. Name, address, email, phone number, address. If you include addresses in your people's contacts, you can click a little button and it will go to maps and show you where they live.
Well, that's all we need to know.
If you have a place on here for birthday, so if I put Bob's, and of course Bob's email's in my account, but I don't know his birthday, but if I put his birthday in there, then I would get an email, probably a Cortana reminder, don't forget Bob's birthday. They all connect together. Now let's take a look. So that's our mail program, Word, Excel, PowerPoint. OneNote, close that for these. OneNote is Microsoft's competition to Evernote. Anybody in here use Evernote besides a few of us? Evernote is an online web-based place to keep notes. And it's free to have it on 2 devices. It used to be more, but now it's 2 for free. So I have it on my phone and my main computer at home. So from my phone, I can put notes on there, and it will show up when I go and connect it at home. It's really great because, you know, when you go to the doctor and they try to tell you, you have an appointment, come early, bring all your medicines. Well, I don't have the trailer to pull behind the car to bring all of those. But I've got them all listed in my Evernote. So when I go back to the nurse and she says, are you still taking? I whip that up and says, here, look for yourself. And then she can look down and match up and see I'm still taking all the pills. I got that idea from Dave Clement, because he said, you know, you go to the doctor and he said, can I see your medicine? I'm going, you prescribed it? You know, why are you asking me? You prescribed
And
it.
they've got it in their computer.
I know. Except it's crazy. But I took him up to Mount Carmel one day to the back part, and the information was in the front of the hospital, and they couldn't access it. Not at that time.
They have a Windows system.
Oh, sorry. All right. So one note then is that you can click here to start a new page. Oh well, I'm going to go.
It's Davey Roush, if he's making a note of this.
Oh, making a note, Davey, making a note. So you can create notes, put them in folders. Evernote, I don't know, I'm not an expert on here, but I know that in Evernote I have an app on my browser that if I come to a web page I really like, I can just click and it copies that and sends it to my Evernote. Oh, pretty neat. Now, I'm not saying it doesn't quite, do it here, but you have to check. But OneNote is their note thing. Oh, and it creates notebooks. So East Central, we have a notebook, and we can have sub-notebooks. With the Drive, we can, as a club, because we have this, OneDrive, we can keep copies of our minutes here instead of worrying about having them in a big book. Nancy does a good job of keeping them all on thumb drives and stuff. But we can now put them up here, and if something happens to Nancy, heaven forbid, we've got it. We can put our membership list up here. And the only people that can access it is whoever East Central. Remember when we said that shared part?
Yeah.
So we would share it with Vicki right now, and then maybe we would have a backup person that in an emergency. We can put this treasury reports. We can even put copies of the treasury just for safekeeping, up. And only people that could access it would be the people who are given that share position. So that's another kind of a benefit for that. All right, I wanted to take and show you Sway, because I've had some people in their Windows 10 class say, what's this thing? Because all of a sudden on our start menu there's a Sway program. Turns out Sway is for people who don't want to really learn how to do PowerPoint. Because this is a very simple in steps to create a presentation, but not exactly like PowerPoint. And so when we do Sway, you can create a new one. I'm going to start with the topic just to show you how this works. And the topic's going to be Fifth Friday. And then, we can create an outline. You mean one of these? No. Create. Do anything? Yeah. That's what I was saying. Let's just do new. And what you do is very simple, is that you create a page, and then you create another page, and you create another page. and you can add an image. See, add an image. And so we'll do the nature one. I said I'm dragging. Oh, that was the category. Okay, there we go. Drag. And so, clock. Settings. And so that quick, I've never done all this, but now I've made a title page, I put a picture on there with some stuff on there, and so you can do a lot of those things. I can even put a video on there. But if you are somebody who would like to create some kind of a little presentation, but you don't want to go the full PowerPoint or Impress, which I don't think is that hard, they have one here that you can create very easy. And then once you've got it, let me see if they have one for a sample. Oh, you can make cards.
After you make one, how do you save it to somewhere that you can use it?
Oh, Mary Frances, this is all part of Microsoft. So if we go to OneDrive, there it is. Already saved.
Oh, isn't that interesting?
Yeah. Oh, no, that's the PowerPoint one. Oh, I probably haven't done enough on it to do it. But yeah, it is automatically saved.
Do you still have to have a projector to show it to a group?
To a group? No. If you have a big giant screen TV, this laptop will HDMI to a big TV.
Okay.
Or it's the kind of thing where for our membership, we could create a little sway with important things and stuff, and then we could email it to all of our new members.
Question.
Yeah.
Okay. Does it have the ability that you can overlay one image or the other and bring forward and set back?
My guess for this program, it would be not.
Okay.
Only because you've got PowerPoint to do that. And I think this is probably what somebody wants to do. It would be quick and easy. But I'm not going to say it can't, because I would have to go and learn how to do this. And certain people know in here I'm not going to do it.
Well, you probably would have a thing that would say bring forward or set back, I would think.
Right. I can see here that you can do a hyperlink into it. This one says subtitle, set the emphasis be moderate. Oh, emphasis, how big? So I'm guessing, unless it's on a different side, and then you can play it. So here comes our. Well, that was it. Oh, wow, exciting! But I didn't really create it.
And can you bring your own pictures into it?
Let's go check and see.
Yes, you can.
Well, why aren't you answering the questions? Well, can you do what he said? Pull forward, pull behind.
Oh, you're talking about layers?
Yeah, something like that.
I don't think it's that sophisticated. I could be wrong. Like John said, I'd have to dig around it.
Okay, images.
If you scroll down the bottom, there's one that said My Device. Yeah, there you go.
That's up from your device, so you click on that. If it's an up arrow, it's coming up to the cloud. If it's a down arrow. And so if I had some pictures, this is my dummy outfit. There's one. Okay, and so yeah, I can bring up my own pictures and put it in there. But I can tell you that somebody such as, a number of the people in this room, Jackie, they would do it with a PowerPoint. They want something more than this. This is, nice for somebody who doesn't want that. And that's why I had to kind of figure out, why are they doing it? Okay, because it's for easier. The same thing we found when we did the that survey I sent out earlier through the club. that was a part of OneDrive where I could create whatever it was we call it, and then I could email it out, and then give everybody permission to connect back to answer it. Okay, what else have we done on here? We've got Outlook is the email, People is the contact, Calendar, OneDrive, your Word online, your Excel online, PowerPoint, OneDrive. Remember, if you go to Outlook.com, you can, well, we're already there. The one that that said, Office right there. If you go to Office, it takes you to everything. And then that one. Bing, Microsoft's network. Oh, Flow. I don't want to get into Flow, but Flow showed up here, and that's when you want to make something that you do arrows that says, things from here go to here, and if you're here, you go this way. If yes, no. More than I want to be talking about.
I see another thing up there, task in the upper right.
Oh yeah, I never talk about tasks. I'm retired. That is not in my vocabulary.
Is your wife now?
Absolutely, she's retired too. Tasks are when you want to create an event that has a time limit on it, and you have to, get it done. So that's part of your calendar, but different than just saying it's an appointment. When you make one, you have to tell them what it's done and when it's due. See that word right there, due. When I stopped teaching, due came out of my vocabulary too.
Put an NT at the end of it. Dude. Yeah, or apostrophe.
But yeah, so if I did have, and remember, most of us are retired people and home people, but Microsoft is business oriented, and so they still have tasks. So I can put tasks, and then it's going to remind me, and then it makes me check that it's done. So either you do it or you lie about it. So yeah, thanks for pointing that out. So that's pretty much what this has. Now, if you go and look at what we did before, if you go to google.com and click on their little tic-tac-toe board, you'll find that there's a lot of additional programs that big company has that Microsoft probably is thinking about adding to theirs. But for the office people that Microsoft is concerned about, that pretty much gives you all the services. And again, it's free. You just have to sign up. Now, I'm not going to discuss today of what are the ramifications that when you sign into Microsoft, what that gets you in trouble with or not. But it gets you all of those. If those aren't enough, Microsoft will be glad to sell you their full product at $60 a year for home use, or $100 and something for multiple use. But that's the new thing. It's a yearly thing. Ira?
Yeah. I think they forgot one tab up there on there for retired people.
Yeah.
It's when I want to do it.
Yeah, when I want to do it. Good. And I always have to go into my calendar. It tells you, what is your work day? That doesn't start at 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning for me.
Noon to 12:30 usually works.
Classes in here.
Question.
Yes, please.
So this is not 365, right?
Absolutely not.
And this is
365 is going to cost you the $70 a year. So, but like I said, we would have to get somebody in here who was an expert and tell us exactly what we're missing out on. Because so far with LibreOffice, and I've been using it since it was Star Office, there's nothing in that program that I'm missing. And I'm guessing that for most everybody, there's nothing in either the Google programs or the Microsoft programs that you're missing in what you do. Go ahead.
question. I mean, the bottom line in any kind of company, making money.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's the bottom line. So why do they provide it free?
Because Google did.
Okay, I can understand.
Google did it first, so Microsoft had to follow through. Ken?
One thing they might do is scan your files, not for you, but scan for keywords and find out what the population happens to be talking about right now. Or a group that you're in maybe is focused on the subject, and then they can sell that information as to a company that wants to sell items towards you.
Sure.
And you saw on mine, it said that, you know, if you buy Office 365, we will give you an extra 100 gigs of storage. And so somebody would look at that and say, oh, I want more storage. But I think if you go out and find other cloud places, you can get extra storage just for OneDrive or Google Drive for, you know, less money. But some people look at that and say, oh, I get 100 gigs and I get a free Office 365. Now, left, right, you're buying Office 365 and they tell you you get it free other way. So these are all web-based. And we had an excellent program. Were you on the second one for Google?
No,
Chromebooks, I mean?
no.
Okay. Excellent
Oh, yes.
program
Excuse me.
that we're really moving towards a web-based world.
Wrong.
The Chromebooks are the largest increase in purchasing and sales over even Apple laptops and devices and Windows laptops and devices. It's Chromebooks.
I still don't want one.
We'll have to talk about that. That's good. We're going to have a program on Chromebooks, but it'll have to be after the first of the year. Because for people I talk to, and they ask me what to get, I make them tell me, what are you going to do? And if they only are going to do this, and this, Chromebook is what they have. That's all they need, and it works great for them. So I'll be interested to discuss that with you later. Jackie.
Is there anything at all on this that would be usable for music storage? Like WAV files?
You can store anything on the Google, anything on OneDrive up to your limit. So I have on my own OneDrive, I have some music files. Some of the ones that my son has created. And I have videos, and I have documents, and I have spreadsheets, and I have presentations. So it's just a matter of that. Now, I'm not quite sure where we are with Microsoft, because with Google, if you put the photo app on your phone, all of your photos get backed up to Google at no cost of storage for you. Doesn't matter how many hundreds of thousands of gigs that you have of pictures. If you're just backing it up, it doesn't count against your total storage. And Microsoft hasn't, that I know of, gotten that yet. David?
I'd like to ask you to do something here.
Sure.
Demonstrate something. If you minimize your browser window and then allow Explorer, and then right there, you're pointing to OneDrive, expand that, or click on OneDrive there to, okay, then,
It won't work because I just set it up.
okay.
But let me go ahead and do it because I know where he's going with this. Don't you want to buy it? A 1 terabyte productivity tools and super sharing and the full version of Office. $7 a month or $70 if you pay a year at a time. No? And so this is just telling that you just drag the stuff to that folder. Now, so here's where they want you to put OneDrive on your phone, and there's a chance that if you put OneDrive, you will get some extra storage.
Okay, what I was trying to, I thought when you open up, there are the files.
Yep, they're the ones I just did for this presentation, and they are now on my computer. Because the OneDrive syncs with that. But see, I had to log in first. But so, and then if I do one down here, which is the next thing that you would say, what can I find here? Nothing's going to be on that one. First time opening up on a new user. And so I can drag it or I can there's my OneDrive. Go back to, too many things up here. Close these out. OneDrive. And right there it is. So, but that's not unique to Microsoft. I have to say that because on my computer, this one doesn't show it, but I have a folder for Dropbox and I have a folder for Google Drive. So I can do the same thing, but whichever put it in. Any other questions or comments about your web-based? Mayor Francis?
I wanted to ask your opinion when you went past Sway. Tammy Snyder is working on a project all year. She's trying to get a bust picture of all of us for a project that we're going to complete sooner or later. I was wondering if we could get everybody to run over to Sway and stick a JPEG in of themselves.
Wouldn't do that.
And then she could contact it. She could get it from there.
I would say no. All you do is tell them, send us your big JPEG.
Well, you know what? She's done that like 6 or 8 times, and so far she just has about a half a dozen pictures. Is everyone in here?
That's all you're going to get.
Is everyone in here sent a picture of yourself
I didn't get
to
it.
Tammy Snyder?
I didn't get one.
Okay. We'll send out another email. She's gonna.
Yeah. The problem is she has to have everybody's email address,
Correct.
and she doesn't.
Oh, well, if she tells them aloud what her email address is, then
Well,
they can
we can do this. She tells the editor makes a big article in the next newsletter coming out in 2 weeks,
We told them that one.
and tell them what to do. Tell them what size of the picture we'd want.
We tried that once, and apparently nobody reads the newsletter.
No, well, nobody reads your emails either. But no, I wouldn't do that. The thing is, with Sway, that's just a thing that you make and send out. There's no interaction with it.
Okay.
The interaction was in the other one with Google, where you could make a form and they have to come back and check mark. But I think it's simpler to do it in a newsletter and say, here's the address. Anything else?
For free. Thank you.
because we've got some things to pass out now.
The only thing we didn't do, again, my fault, I keep giving speeches. I think that we should properly introduce our speakers. I don't care what you say. It's only proper. Your speaker for this afternoon has been John Kennedy, and we could tell you a little bit about him if you like, but I'd rather not take the next 5 minutes and tell him all the fine things about him. But when I do hear a comment that, oh, I say ask you a question, and you know who you are, and I tell you the answer has been in your email box, and you said, who was it from? And I say, John Kennedy, and they say, John provides us with so much information, I just don't read all of it. Well, he has taken hours out of his life, and we really do appreciate it.
There's a lot of us that do that. Just the last thing to show you is that here's that screen that I showed you very first. Now that we're done with all of our activities, there's my recent activities in the whole office. And so I can go to any of these recent ones and pull them back up. I can't delete them. I have to go to Drive to do it. But, so if you come here, there's your launch pad for all of those, and there's all your recent documents that you've had. And of course, Microsoft says, hey, here's the link to install Office. It only cost you $70. All right, Jim, back to you.
Okay, time for the door prize and